Alrighty, so I don't know about you, but I, without question, need me a howler in my life. It's one of the cutest, most adorable creatures ever. That scene was amazing, fantastic, as I like to say. Welcome to IJustWatched. I'm Joseph. We're talking Ahsoka episode 6. I'm pretty sure I can say we were guessing that the title would be something along the lines of Far, Far Away, maybe a galaxy far, far away, or something similar to that just because of the crawl. And I definitely thought this episode in particular was going to start with another crawl and basically catch us up on the first 5 episodes and either starting with or ending with in a galaxy far, far away. However, I do like the way they switched it up and gave it to us via Ahsoka and Huyang, especially because that's their only moments in this episode. I love the fact that they're kind of going over, they're talking about the history, and like the first one of the history is the best, and I'm guessing or assuming that that's going to be the original trilogy, that being the first installment. I love that little tidbit, and the fact that Huyang himself goes in a galaxy far, far away. We hear it as it starts, and it kicks off. So it was a fun little start. I definitely enjoyed it. Moving on to the craziness that is this episode, there's quite a bit that goes on. This is definitely one of the shorter episodes, possibly the shortest episode, and it felt it because so much happens. I mean, so it's just kind of like, look, we know this is where we're going. We know we're here to get Thrawn, and we know we're here to find Ezra. So we find them both in this episode pretty quickly, and I like that because they're like, let's get down to business, because it's not about finding them. It's about the consequences or reactions or cause and effect of finding them and bringing them back home. The things right off the back, it was cool to see Chimera, aka Thrawn's destroyer, back, but looking rebuilt with what seems to be gold, or at least some kind of metal or alloy that is gold in appearance. Plus the introduction of these night troopers. You see like it's battle worn and it's repaired using some of the similar alloy, and you have his main guy, Enoch, who has this creepy vibe to him. So I'm kind of interested to see how they develop and how they fight, because they're supposed to be superior than your everyday stormtrooper. A lot is developing on this galaxy far, far away, and you get the trio of Night Sisters waiting for them, and you have like the Great Mother, and I like that aspect. It made me think Greek mythology with the three the sisters of fate, or the fate sisters. I can't remember off the top of my head. The way they would discuss and talk about how they see bits and pieces of the future, and the fact that they brought Sabine, they didn't see that. So finding out that they're originally from them, then you find out this planet itself in this new galaxy is a Perigal graveyard, and you see them when they're arriving, about to land. You see like bones, and which looks like it makes up or is in the rings surrounding the planet. Visually, there's some beautiful shots. I mean, like I said earlier, the Howler. Let me jump into that moment real quick. When Sabine gets thrown off because you have these raiders attack her, and the Howler runs off, right? And it comes back and she's like, "You coward." That interaction to me was just beautiful. It was like this beautiful moment because the characteristics and emotion you get from the Howler itself. He was kind of like, "Aw," and like my subtitles be like, "growls." Sadly, like he was just like distraught that he didn't feel the love, and she was like, "Nope, go away." He would walk away, and she would start walking, and then he would come back anyways, and she would point, he would walk away, and then he would come back anyways, and eventually he's like, "All right, I'll give you another chance." Like, he became a whole companion in this fun, like he better be a part of the team now. I love this creature. Plus we're getting a new language, new adorable little turtle looking creatures that speak in Inuti. I don't know if I'm saying that right. There's definitely development, and there's stuff that is being built, and I like the aspect that Balon himself was like, yeah, this galaxy, this region, this was all thought to be a myth, a legend, things that were made up. This episode sets a lot up, which makes sense because episode 7 or 8 are going to be massive in the way of development and really setting up the movie that's going to end and tie everything together and pushing us forward. Definitely want some more Balon, because I love his character, the way he carries himself. There's a presence to him. I just want to know more about his character, because you get bits and pieces here and there about how he still has respect for the ideology that is the Jedi, just dislikes the way it went about. And there's these moments when he's evil, but he has like a respect for what it should have been, or what it could have been, or what it's supposed to be. And he's talking about that with Shin, and talking about the difference. Like, Ezra is a Jedi, but he's a Boken Jedi because he was taught and trained post the fall of the Order. So little things like that are great, and it just makes me want to know more about his character, and I would love for them to dive a little bit deeper into his character, and I hope we get more of him. And it sucks that the actor Ray is, he's passed on, so because he's doing a great job. I mean, I always like to do it as an actor, but like, he is killing this role. That much information just from the jump right then and there. But that's one planet in this new vast galaxy. And are we going to explore this new galaxy? Definitely intrigued, and I hope we dive a little bit more into this new galaxy before we return to ours. And I want to talk about Thrawn's overall look. I think he looked good, and I mean, I think it's Milkson. Like, I know the actor, I just can't pronounce it correctly, so again, I apologize. But you have him portraying Thrawn, which is great because he voiced him in Rebels, so I think that's great. I would have liked or preferred a little bit of a heavier prosthetic to give him more of that like Thrawn jaw and forehead, but they do give him the indent, which is cool. Overall, it feels like Thrawn. It's just missing that immediate presence that Thrawn always had. But of course, I think we'll get more and more of it. And it's funny because when he first started speaking, I know he voiced him, but it took me a sec to be like, that's him. Which I thought was really on me. That gold alloy, I feel is probably going to be important. I don't think it's just gold. But you see them have it on their armor. You see it on the destroyer. A lot of information is presented and a lot of little things are set up. So I think episode 7 is going to be a banger. And then 8 hopefully is amazing. But I want to hear your thoughts. How do you feel about the show so far? Do you have any theories? Where do you think it's going to go from here? You know, I love hearing from you. But until next time, stay safe, be well, y con mucho amor. Adios.